Welcome to the instructional handover video for the Rapido 676FF. I'm going to take you around the outside first, then I'll move on to the inside of the vehicle. So based on the Fiat 2.3 130 multi-jet, they have manually folded in wing mirrors. Behind the driver's door we've got the gas locker. To open it you'll just press the button there, and then you can house 2 gas bottles in here. You'll need to decide what pigtail you want to put, if you're running butane or propane. But that's where it connects on the regulator for you, just there. Close that with the key, turn it and press it in, and when it's pressed in that will be locked in place. When it's out you know that it's not locked. We've got a separate Fiamma awning, I'll send you a video on that. And we've got an awning light which turns on from the control panel inside. We've got the fridge vents, which you can buy separate winter covers for if you want to use it in the winter. And then here we twist these. Gives us access to the underfloor storage area here. In here you'll find the leisure batteries are located just in them pockets there. Your main electrical items are found here. So we've got a little light. To the left hand side we've got your fuse box. We've got your main trip switch. So there's a little yellow trip switch button above it. If you think you're not getting power into it, you press the little yellow switch. That will flick down and that will tell you that there's a problem with your mains cable rather than the actual van itself. If you do that and nothing happens, then just check the fuses to the left hand side. It's always handy to have a few fuses in the vehicle just as a safety precaution. And to the right of that you've got your main charger. Main thing with this is that button at the bottom there is pressed in. There's also another couple of fuses to check if that's not working to the right hand side. But that is your storage, and I'll show you how to gain access from that inside when we move inside the vehicle. On the back we've got a 2 bike rack. This is an e-bike carrier from Fiamma, and we've got a reversing camera high up. Backside we've got the toilet cassette just here. So to lift it out, you lift that up, slide it out, and then that is your toilet cassette out. You remove the little grey cap. There's a little vacuum button at the bottom there. There's a handle and there's a wheel. To the left hand side of that, once you've got your water primed, that's where your external shower will go into. Just pushes into there as a bayonet fitting, and you've got the hot and cold features at the top and the speed at the bottom. To slide that back in, nice and easy, and it just sits over that little lip there. Twist again, and with the key you would just simply lock that in place. One thing I did miss on the opposite side is just your wastewater, and that is just underneath here, and there's a simple handle that you just pull, and that releases the water that you put down the sinks and the taps just out of that grey valve there. Just line that up with the campsites facilities, and that would allow you to do that. Forward of that we've got your mains plug-in point, which is just here, water filler point, which is just here, and the boiler valve, which is just to the left hand side. In here is where you will gain access to your boiler. Really for servicing, there would really be no need for you to go into there on a day-to-day basis. Forward of that we've got the diesel filler point just there. That's where you would fill up the diesel. And then in here we've got your bonnet release catch. Your engine battery is located underneath there. The toolkit is located underneath there. We've got the bonnet release catch, passenger airbag. On this particular Rapido we've got the Remis blinds, and they work on both sides and as well on the front. The front one has a little cutout to go along the mirror that's fitted through it just there. Just clip back nicely in place there. Under the bonnet it releases just above the Fiat badge or the Rapido badge. We've got your oil and your dipstick, your screen wash just in there, and we've got under this little cover here we've got your positive point, and we've got your negative point just there for you on that side of it. So if you ever need to jump start it, do need to be careful of stop start batteries, and then just gently release it and that will close the vehicle down for you. So that's the outside. Let's move on inside. Inside of the vehicle we've got a blind in the door and a fly screen, and then when we move inside what we'll find first of all is the main control panel above here. So I'll just put it back to the beginning just so that you're all aware. To put your power on, just press it here. Now if you plugged into mains electric and the charger's on, you'll see that there's a little emblem will appear here. It tells you you've got mains power going to it. To put the lights on, you press the 12 volt. To put the water pump on, obviously make sure there's water in first, but then when it is full of water, then you'll press that button on and your pump will run until it builds up pressure. Got your awning light just to the side there. Bottom button, if you press and hold it, will tell you how much power is in your leisure battery. Next button along, when you press and hold it, will tell you how much power is in your engine battery. Next one underneath that is your fresh water. And then your wastewater will indicate when it is full, just as an indication there. And then this button here is a brightness button. So you can brighten or dim the lights down. Why would you want to dim it down? Because you need to leave them lights on for your appliances like your lights and your pump and your heating to work. So if someone's in the front bed, you might want to black that out. So you just press and hold that until it goes down, just as it's doing there. And then it will turn off the lights for the evening. In the morning, just put them back up. If there's just the two of you and they're just in the back, you might not want to do that. To the right hand side, we've got plug sockets for TVs if you want to do that. I mentioned about the water. So the water tank's located underneath this seat here. There's 2 inspection hatches if you wanted to get into there. First of all, to fill it up, you must have this little grey button down like it is now. If it's up like that, it will drain the fresh water system completely. So down in the running position. The little valve at the side of it is the frost protection valve for the boiler. And what you've got on here, you've got the diamond. So the diamond must be pointing towards the front and the back of the vehicle. And right at the back, behind here, where my finger is a blue button. Yeah, you might not be able to see it just because of where it's located. But where my finger is there, there's a blue button. You'll see it now, and you'll hear it. It's draining, so you've got to press the diamond across, and then press the button in, and the pump will run, filling up the boiler. That's how you drain your boiler, with that valve there. So fresh water one is the grey one, frost protection valve is to the left. Yeah, so that's one to remind you. And that can be found in that compartment, which just has a little cover over the top of it. Just if you do want to store anything, just under there. So that's one to remember there. You've got a drawer behind, it just presses in and locks in place. So make sure that that's pressed in place before you then set off on your own driving. Same with that one there. The bottom one here is where you'll find your boiler valves. So just make sure that they're in that position if you ever want to revert back to something to tell you the right position. We've got an oven and a grill. The grill is just simply to the right and it ignites. The oven is to the left and then you can set the temperature. Make sure when you're grilling that you just leave that ajar, and there's a little light on there to give you an indication of how everything's doing in there. The cupboard above has a lock. To turn it towards the back of the vehicle, it will lock it. Towards the front, it will open it. So slide it just like that, and that will lock it in place. Now, once you've got your fresh water filled up, what we would tell you to do then is turn your tap. So you'll see it's indicated just on the top here, from cold to hot. Turn it on, and water will come out of the vehicle, and it should run to a steady stream like that. If it's not had water in the system before, then it might spit and spurt until it gets up to temperature. Up to all the air out of the system, and then you'll get a steady stream. So you want it as a steady stream. Try it on that one and on your bathroom one. Once you've done that, then you'll be all right to go to your boiler controls and your heating controls, and they can be found just above here in this area here. So we've got your heater controls here. Now we'll only turn this on when your mains electric is plugged in or you've got your gas turned on. It will save any fault codes coming up, and with a few main options just here. So we'll just zoom in there. The control button here just allows you to, there we go, that's a bit better for us, switch from item to item. So we've got 4 main options: the temperature in the vehicle, the water temperature, the fuel source, and the fan speed. So you turn it with the little wheel here and it will illuminate each of the options. Now the first option being the temperature in the vehicle. You'll turn that round to whatever temperature you want. When you've decided, you just press in the middle button. That will flash then until it reaches that temperature in the vehicle. The next option along is your water heating. So again, making sure that we've got water in it. We either want to put it on 40 or we want to put it on 60 degrees. We can go to boost, which will get us up to temperature as quick as possible, but it will stop the heating from getting up to temperature on that side of it. So generally, if you want to do your heating and your hot water, you'll put that on 60. The next option along is your fuel source. So you've got EL1, EL2. That's 1 kilowatt electric, a 2 kilowatt electric. Go to the left and you've got mix 2. Now this is the most powerful option to get you both up to temperature on water and heating as quick as possible. But you've got to have gas and electric. Mix 1 is 1 kilowatt electric and gas. And then the next option along is your gas. So decide which one you want to do and then simply press the button and it will appear above the line. The fourth option is your fan speed. So we can have it on slow, we can have it on high. And once we've run it on high for a little bit, we can then go back into it and we could select boost. And it won't do it straight away, it's got to kick in. But the best option for you to get your heating and your hot water up is as you see it there. So 60 degrees and high, and put your mix 2 if you want to do gas and electric. When you finish using it, press and hold that button in and it will tell you that it is turned off. Yeah. Now it's able to turn it off before you unplug or turn off your gas, and make sure that you turn your gas on and your electric before you turn that unit on. It will just stop any error codes. Underneath we've got a main socket, a 12 volt socket and a couple of light switches. We've got an extension lead there that simply just plugs in. We've got your 3 burner hobs. So the button just at the bottom here, so where the white switches are is the off position, so down at the bottom here. When you want to turn it on, simply turn it on and then press the igniter and that will light 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Make sure you let that cool down before you close it. On opening the windows, they're all the same, so press the buttons in and then gently out and it will hold in place. All the way up and it will hold up, and then all the way out to come back in. This has got a blind and a fly screen on there as well. The kitchen area, we've also got another light and we've got an extractor fan just under here. Turn it off using the controls here. Above it we've got storage. Now each one of these drawers around under the bed, in here, along the back of the vehicle, will click firmly in place, and that will allow you to know that they're shut for moving on. All the other ones are push buttons, so we're push button in here. We've got the back for the seat, which is the side seat just there. A hanging rail, Wi-Fi system just up there as well, with a manual of how to use that. Below that we've got another storage area in here. I said to you earlier, the bed, it will lift up, give you access through it there. We've got your tyre inflation kit that's there. There's a plug socket just on the outside, and the light switch for the bedroom area can be found just on this wall here. The ones at the back have a little rocker switch on the front of it, the silver one, which will turn off them 2 separate lights there. Into the bathroom area, the light switch here can be found just up here. Press that on to turn it off, press it on. There's a little push button in here which will then allow you to slide from one compartment to the next, but in transit it wants to be set with that back and that button in. The toilet cassette, I mentioned the blade valve, that's the valve in the toilet there. So slide the little bar at the front towards the front of the vehicle, it will open up. Slide it to the back and it will close. It's got to be in the closed position for you to be able to move the toilet cassette out of there. And then we've got an indicator here. The red light will come on when the toilet's full, which is just there, and the blue button is the flush button. We've got storage in here, and again on the taps, on here they're clearly marked on the front of the tap, just underneath, whether it's hot or cold. And the same on here, when you open that up, it will just do it on there as well, to let you know. We've got a hanging rail, a ventilation light, and we've got a little turnbuckle just on there, which will secure that door in transit. If you want to use it, you just spin that across and then that will open up and allow you to do it, but please make sure that you travel back with the little valve just there for you. Above here we've got a couple of hanging hooks as well for you to use. We've got the fly screen just here and the blind, and to open this you simply just press the handle down and pull it up, press it up and it locks in place. Slide it back over then when you're using that for your onward travel. The one in the middle winds, so simply pop the handle down and it will wind up and open. And again, it has a blind and a fly screen on there for your easy use. Just pull them across for your fly screen and pull it across for your blind. The seats, to remove the seats, you'll just need to remove these two cushions here and this middle one, and that will give you access to the underseat removable item. So you've got your leg room for your passenger. Remove this cushion and then you would sit one seat forward. So just like that, that panel slides in and you've got one seat belt that side. The other one, the seat slots into the little circles there. These two remove. So again, it will show you, and then you know for future knowledge. So literally remove them cushions, and then that will go like so. We'll simply lift up and Velcro on, and then you've got your seat belts there with your leg rooms just there for your travel. Yeah, seatbelt buckle is just in there. When you finish, pop it back down and then you'll be able to go on. So that's where one of the seats goes. They pop into them little circles. So you've got two forward facing seats. On this side as well, you've got some storage compartments, and this is where you will find your external shower hose, your pack for the Fiat side of it, and the pack and the instructions for the Rapido side of it. So that's where I'm going to place them nice and neat in that cupboard so that you know where they are. Slide that back across, we'll make the base of that seat up, just nice and neat there, and then you can put your seating back together. And there we are, set back up for our daily use. The table itself will extend and then flip over, just like so. Yeah, and the seats at the front will swivel using these little levers here. So pull it into the middle, then you'll need to use the slide bar at the front just to take it past the door, to slide it back round. And then the same on here, just making sure that you be careful with the handbrake, slide it back around, and then you are there set up for entertaining whoever wants to come along with you. Now the bed itself, just unclip the buckle and then just pull it down. To get it all the way down, you'll just need to fold the cushions just in a little bit, and you'll see here we've got our safety nets which go up, we've got the ladders, and we've got our own light. The curtains do go across to give you privacy, and then when you've finished, just pop it back up. Just, you can do this with one hand depending on how strong you are. Clip it back up and then just brace it back in. Just there. Your ladders will clip onto here for using. Yeah. Again, under here we've got storage compartments around there. Same on this side and the same on this side. The little lights will turn off with just a little rocker switch. And then in this front area we've got the cruise control and speed limiter, we've got your lights and indicators, we've got your electric window switches and your mirror switches, your handbrake's located on this side, to your right hand side, and your windscreen wipers to the left. We've got the air conditioning in the middle, we've got your lock button and your hazard lights. I mentioned about the airbags. This doesn't pop up, some of the models have later options that pop up, but this one doesn't. And then we've got the multimedia system here, which you can turn on and off using a little rocker switch, and you can go through the different modes that are available in here. If you want to turn it off, just press the button off there. The blinds, like I say, will just clip in either side. Now on the fridge, to get the fridge going, just press the button in and it will light up. You've got four options. You've got auto, which in this case will select the gas. Press it again, it will manually select, sorry, the electric. The next one along is the battery. Now the battery will only work when the engine's running. Yeah, so you'll see it flashing in a minute because the engine's not running. Press it again and it's the gas. The button to the side will do the temperature from hottest to coldest, and then this button is a little blower that blows around the freezer to stop it, the seal from ripping. Now most options will go for the auto because it will just automatically seek the option you want. To gain access, you just open that and then press the button down, and that will give you access into there. To turn it off, you will see there's a little LED. Press it and hold it with your finger or your thumb and the light will go off. Nice and simple there, and there is a little lock button at the bottom as well for you. On leaving the vehicle, what you want to do is turn off the awning light, water pump and your 12 volt, and if you want to do, turn off that button. If you want your solar panel, then most of these systems will require that green light to be on, and that will put charge into the leisure battery. But that concludes our instructional video for this beautiful Rapido. I hope you find the video useful. We look forward to you subscribing and liking our YouTube channel. But more importantly, if you've got any questions in the future, please give us a shout and let us know, and we'll be glad to help. Thank you very much.